This is The Wire for 2300 Zulu, February 4th, 2026. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is 2200. Bottom line up front. Flesh-eating parasite concerns growing in American Southwest. Travel warnings issued for Cuba. ICE drawdown continues in Minneapolis. Beginning with international events. In Cuba, over the past few days, travel alerts to the island have been issued by the U.S. State Department regarding Cuba's failing electrical grid. U.S. persons in Cuba are advised to be prepared for prolonged blackouts and fuel shortages as infrastructure failures continue to increase in severity throughout the nation. In the Middle East, this afternoon, conflicting reports emerged concerning Friday's scheduled negotiation meeting between the United States and Iran. Some reports state that the meeting has been canceled altogether. However, Secretary of State Marco Rubio made statements at roughly the same time as these reports, which seem to indicate the meetings were going ahead as planned. Later on this afternoon, the talks were back on after a few powers throughout the region smoothed things over. On the home front in Minnesota, as per a press briefing this morning, ICE has begun the drawdown in Minneapolis. Tom Homan stated that 700 federal law enforcement personnel would be leaving the city, reducing the total posture by around 25%, with the overall goal of ending the surge as soon as possible. Otherwise, civil disruption operations continue to be carried out in the Twin Cities as before, with most activists continuing to harass and tail ICE convoys. In California, Sunday evening, a Catholic school was broken into and vandalized in Long Beach. Holy Innocents Catholic School was burglarized and desecrated over the weekend, with much of the facility being destroyed. Yesterday, the DOJ announced that a civil rights investigation will at some point be opened on this case. However, no arrests have been made so far. Analyst comments for this wire. Throughout the American Southwest, concerns are growing regarding the spread of New World Screwworm, or NWS, the infamous flesh-eating parasite that infects livestock. NWS was at one point eradicated in the United States. However, after decades of neglecting management practices in Central and South America, NWS is back with a vengeance and has been creeping northward for a few years. Yesterday, one case was detected in Florida after a horse from Argentina was attempted to be brought into the country carrying the parasite. A few days ago, Texas formally issued a disaster declaration concerning the spread of screwworm after local authorities detected several dozen more cases throughout northern Mexico. This concludes The Wire for 2300 Zulu, February 4th, 2026.